Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop.
I'm your host.
We're at DFS Jerusalem, coming to you live from the
Listen, you got 150 entries and then you're a shark and I don't fuck with you. So
There's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the snowflake of the year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm here at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up.
stop.
Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
Get him in your lineups. Get him in there. And let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. What is going on, people? Good morning. This is your big homie, the DFS Jerusalem. And you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we are going to be taking a look back at what happened last night. We're going to look ahead to today's 10-game slate. Really nice 10-game slate of basketball that we do have. I am very, very interested, ready to get it in. The homie was a little bit under the weather recently. And I think that storm is subsiding. I should be feeling better as the minutes go on. So really excited to be in the shop, man. Much love to everybody that has made their way to the Facebook group, the VIP, man. Yo, you would not believe how many motherfuckers are knocking at the door to get into this shit. Like, you would not, and it's very easy, bro. Like, stop making it complicated. You can't just get in. Like, you have to be committed to the shop. Like the homies. You feel me? Like, you go here. You go to the website, www.dfssweatshop.com, and that's where you could join up and rock with us. So we've got a couple different options. You can $14.99 monthly, $119 for the whole year. That's everything that we offer, all the sports, all the chopping it up, all the love. You get that? So, yo, there's hundreds of people like knocking at the door to the Facebook VIP, and it's funny as fuck because I tell you all the time how you can get down. So let's go ahead, man, and jump into it. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last night, kind of go over those games, actually, because yo, it's important that we take a look back and actually look at what happened. I know a lot of you, you don't have the time that I may have in terms of going out and looking at every NBA game, but I promise you, I can assure you, I watch every NBA game, and that's why I try to bring you guys, you know, quick recaps, man, so you can, you know, have something to take with you into the next round of games, okay? So, yeah, yo, last night was not very great. I had a couple of lineups that I used, cashed in a few of them. Whiteside was not very good. Dedmon was the play. You know, Johnson. It was just a crazy night, but I played very lightly. Made my buy-in back on FanDuel and lost a little bit of my buy-in on DraftKings. But I played very light, like super light. I had like 3 or 4 lineups in, and just didn't put a lot of money behind them because I just didn't love. I didn't absolutely love a 3-game slate. This 3-game slate, I didn't absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're gonna go with our regular formatting of the show. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the feature 4 players of the night. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, and as well as on Twitter. Now, usually we would go with our core 4 review, but as you know, any games, 5 games or less, man, I do not rock with a core of plays. I just stack however I want to stack. So let's go ahead, take a look. First thing I'm going to talk about is the who dat scoring all their points over there, player of the night, and that's got to go to none other than Dwayne Dedmon in 36 minutes, 19 points, 12 boards, 2 assists, pretty decent defensively as well. Had a couple of blocked shots, only 2 turnovers, a few personal fouls, but yo, he made a 3-point shot. Yo, this is a very big game for Dwayne Dedmon, bro. This is like the Dwayne Dedmon that we would see every once in a while last year in San Antonio, man. And he's really he's really decent. Like, he's not horrible. He's not horrible at all. He's pretty decent. And in this Atlanta offense and defense, where those guys are struggling for good solid bodies, man, with the injuries that they've had, I can see him continue to get minutes, not being highly owned, and staying, between 3.8 and 5K as a starter. You know what I'm saying? So if you had a chance to use Dwayne Dedmon, I know that helped you out last night, and that is why he is the who that scoring all them points over there player tonight. The next guy we're going to talk about is the how did I miss that play tonight. It is funny because this guy came up a lot in our chop up in the shop, man, and a lot of it was who do I play, him or Tyson Chandler? Do I go him or Tyson Chandler? And we were like split down the middle. Most folks were like, yo, I would rather play this guy, but a lot of people were like, some people were like, yo, I'd rather play Tyson Chandler. And for me, in that situation, I like to go with the guy who's starting. And lo and behold, man, the homie went out and had a nice one. Alex Lynn at 4.6K on DraftKings, 25 minutes, 7 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, a steal, and 2 blocks. So he is the how did I miss that play? And for me, I went more so Tyson Chandler because I want those starting minutes, man. And it's just crazy that Tyson Chandler started that game and rarely played the first half. I think he had like 5 minutes in the first half. And we understand that the rotations are going to be crazy with them just changing coaches and him still trying to find out exactly what he has. And then you got the Eric Bledsoe stuff going on in Phoenix. So the rotations are not yet set, especially in the front court. The only guys that we can really depend on getting minutes are going to be people like Mike James. We can depend on Ulis getting solid backup minutes. We can also depend on Devin Booker, seeing a lot of minutes at the shooting guard, TJ Warren. But we don't even know what's going on with Chris. We don't know what's going on. See, Chris played well in the first half, tailed off in the second half. But Alex Lynn, man, this how did I miss that play tonight? Had no Alex Lynn. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the heat check play tonight, and this can only go to James Johnson, bro. 6.3K went out, damn near broke it, man. 49.75. And if you faded the snowflake tonight and played James Johnson, it was in your favor, man. This dude was 1 rebound short of a nice double-double. 21 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, hit 3 3-point shots, 3 steals and a block. And the funny part about this was, I thought that when Golden State went small, that Hassan Whiteside would still be able to be out there. And that was the case. Like, that was true. Hassan Whiteside was still able to get out there and run with them. But the funny part was he just played so badly. Hassan Whiteside played so badly. And that's why tonight Hassan Whiteside, you's a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. How the fuck you only play 16 minutes, 3 points, 6 boards, horrible. He had 1 block shot, 2 turnovers. So Hassan, you's a motherfucking snowflake, and I ain't gonna roster your bitch ass again. There was a time last year when we were salivating to play Hassan Whiteside at 9K or less. If we could get him anywhere around 9K, we were all over this dude. This dude was in contention for like a blocks triple-double, 10 blocks, 10 points, 10 rebounds, like shit like that. And he just has not this is only the 5th game he played all year long, and we have yet to see like that huge Hassan Whiteside performance that we know he's capable of. So right now, until I see him, he has to show me something first before I can roster him with any semblance of confidence. So for me, he's a motherfucking snowflake, bro. You're a snowflake. And 11.5 points, he's a motherfucking snowflake, and I'm not going to roster your bitch ass again. Let's get on with the rest of the motherfucking show. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of last night's NBA action. And like I said, we go through this, man, because we've got to know where we've been if we want to know where we're going. So I'm going to pull up the scores. This is courtesy of NBA.com. Very solid spot if you want to get, just overall NBA information, man. It's a very good spot to use, okay? So let's go ahead and chop it up, man. First game we got is going to be the Boston Celtics going to Atlanta to take on the Hawks here. Boston's stack was pretty solid, man. Jaylen Brown in 30 minutes had 11 and 4 to go with 1 assist. We had Al Horford damn near triple-double on him, 15 and 10 boards to go with 9 assists. Also had a block shot. He only shot 38% from the field. A better shooting performance would have really made the difference in playing Al Horford here. Aaron Baines, man, 14 minutes, 2 and 3. Shit. Jason Tatum in 32 minutes had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Pretty solid game there from him. And Uncle Drew went ham, bro. 35 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, while shooting 14 of 22 from the field, and he hit 4 of 10 3-point shots. And what I was saying going into this was, you got to have a short memory with these type of studs. Like, I'm not saying the bum that can't get right in a smash spot, you go right back to him the next day. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about when it's a stud guy, like guys this good, if they disappoint you, usually you're right, bro. If you have a feeling about a guy, he's going to go off, especially if he's a stud, and you play him and he doesn't, you keep your eye on him for the next couple of games because there was a reason why you felt the way you did. Like you watch enough NBA, you know enough about what you're doing to really monitor a guy and take a shot on him in spots. And I really feel like, that's what was the case for Kyrie Irving. We know what he's capable of. We know this dude, if you wanted to, man, could be one of the league leaders in scoring, without even trying too hard. And that's why I was kind of all over him in this spot. No Gordon Hayward. You already know what the story behind that. The guys that come second place to him are younger guys who are not going to be as assertive as he can be in terms of scoring the basketball. So Kyrie Irving here, man, 35 points was kind of in the cards for him. Pretty solid game there. Marcus Smart off of the bench in 28 minutes had 9 and 4 to go with 5 assists and 2 steals. Did almost everything he needed to do in order to put up a solid stat line. And Terry Rozier off of the bench in 19 minutes had 8 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists. On the Atlanta Hawks side, it all came to a screeching halt for the homie Kent Bazemore in 26 minutes. He had 5 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. The streak of scoring well is over for him. And that's going to be the case when you got 35 minutes of Dennis Schroeder, man. 23 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 9 of 20 from the field, 45%. That's not horrible. Dwayne Dedmon, we talked about him already, 19 and 12 to go with 2 assists and 2 blocks. And, of course, off of the bench, we saw Marco Bellinelli chip in 19 points. He played 26 minutes, and I think that's kind of what hurt Babbitt. Babbitt did get 24 minutes, but he just wasn't putting up shots. And in 24 minutes, he had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. And some of that he got in the first quarter, but just didn't see as much shooting time on the court. We saw Bellinelli let it go. Bellinelli took 10 shots, man, and knocked 6 of them down. Pretty solid game there for him. Jason Collins sucked like a duck, bro. 15 minutes for Collins. He had 8 points, 1 rebound. Also was in early foul trouble, man. He had 5 fouls. And it's funny because, Dwayne Dedmon was so tired during this game that they had to put Jason Collins back on the court. It was bad. It was bad. But hey, it was still a good performance from Dwayne Dedmon there too. So next game we got is going to be the Brooklyn Nets going to Phoenix to take on the Suns. Starting off in Brooklyn, man, Ronnie Hollis Jefferson, bro, only played 16 minutes due to an injury. He had Moskov fouled out, only played 16 minutes. It was bad. But we saw D'Angelo Russell, man, D'Lo. This guy's going to continue to do this, and I talked to you all about this. There's a couple of guys that this year I just like, and I think we should get as long as they're priced right on either site, as long as they're priced correctly, we should be taking advantage of these guys. Guys like D'Angelo Russell, another guy we're going to talk about later on, the homie Vic Oladipo, the guy who I really like a lot this season. We've got to take a look at these cats. So, all right, DeMar Carroll at 33 minutes had 14 points and 11 boards while shooting 41% from the field. Pretty solid game there. And, of course, a lot of that came due to the fact that Ronnie Hollis Jefferson was out of the game and only played 16 minutes. Allen Crabbe, 15 points and 4 rebounds to go with a steal and a block. And he got the start in place of Karis LeVert, which I really didn't understand that move. LeVert, in 22 minutes, had 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 steals, which was really nice. Those 5 steals came in and really saved his night. And Joe Harris, in 25 minutes off of the bench, had 18 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. We also saw Tyler Zeller for 17 minutes. He had 12 and 3. On the Phoenix side, horrible game for the homie Tyson Chandler, man. 23 minutes. He had 3 points and 7 boards to go while shooting 50% from the field. He only took 2 shots the entire game. What the fuck, bro? TJ Warren, 1 rebound shy of that double-double, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Pretty solid game there. Mike James, 16 and 3 to go with 2 assists and 2 steals. And, of course, Alex Len, 7 points, 14 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Pretty solid game there from him. The last game on the slate is the Miami Heat going to Golden State, going to the Oracle to take on the Golden State Warriors. The Miami Heat, man, they just could not get it going, bro. There was a certain point in the game where Golden State just mashed the gas on them and just dusted them completely. So James Johnson, of course, was the play of the game and of the slate. 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 assists, 3 steals, 1 block shot. Pretty solid game there. Goran Dragic, 19 and 3 with 4 assists and 1 steal. Nice game from him. And Kelly Olynyk off of the bench, 10 and 5 with 1 assist. Let's take a look on the Golden State side, where we saw Kevin Durant score 21 points in 32 minutes. He also had 8 boards and 6 assists with 3 blocks and a steal. Pretty solid game defensively there. And Draymond Green, 18 and 9 to go with 2 assists and 1 block. Pretty solid game in that respect for him. So let's go ahead, take a look at today's slate. We've got 10 games. Let's go ahead and chop it up. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go to Cleveland. We got the homie, LeBron James. So this is going to be another one of those matchups, man, where you have Giannis Antetokounmpo running up on the King in Cleveland, man. 219.5 point total. It's only a 4-point differential. Yo, I really think I don't see Cleveland blowing anybody out, bro. Whether it's at home, whether it's on the road, they've just been playing so bad as a unit. And you got Kevin Love, who's a game time decision. The more we hear about that, I think the better off we could be there. If that be the case, if we don't see Kevin Love, that means give me all the LeBron I can possibly handle. I like that without Kevin Love. I think you can look at. Excuse me. I also think that Jeff Green is in play for us at 4.2. I think we can use him. Jay Crowder at 4.6 is interesting, but I don't love him here in this spot. We go on the other side to Giannis at 10.8. I haven't been playing Giannis recently. Well, if we go back and take a look at what he does against the Cavs, man, this could really, 63 in the first game against the Cavs. 30, 47, 55, 69. So what we saw last year was that awesome game in the first game against the Cavaliers, and then he kind of tailed off. So he had 63 last time. Maybe that does happen again this season. I don't know, but I think we can play him. I think at 10.8, he's a guy that's definitely in play. Chris Middleton, I love playing shooting guards against the Cleveland Cavs. So Chris Middleton is also in play for me. John Henson at 4.7, a guy that is usable in this spot. I wouldn't have an issue with using him. And I'm not going to go too deep in this game in terms of grabbing guys because you got 10 games on the slate. You really have to look toward the bench. The bench is so much. Brendan Flood says Love should play. He practiced, and I don't like Love. I'm not going to play Love. I mean, well, I'll take that back. If he's starting at the 5, that does interest me. But it's just, the injury history with him is so critical because you don't know what's going to happen in terms of him. A 7.5 is a good price, but I just don't want to take that chance of playing Kevin Love off of an injury and he aggravates it. So I think on a 10-game slate, there's other places that I can go. Next game we got is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans and the Indiana Pacers. 217.5 point total here. Boogie, of course, is going to be in play for me more so than Anthony Davis, but AD is in play. AD is in play. I also like Drew Holiday here in this spot at 6.7. I think he's very usable. Vic Oladipo, man, this is have been my guy. This has, Vic Oladipo so far this season has been my guy. But 8K is a little bit too much. I like him more so on FanDuel than DraftKings, talking about Oladipo. I think he is playable. I just won't have much exposure to him. The guy that I love here is going to be Bojan Bogdanovic. I love him in the spot. At 4.6, this guy has been shooting the ball amazing. Amazing. He has been shooting the ball amazing. Let's take a look at what he's done. 37 and 18 his last 2 games against them. Well, I do want to look at what he's been doing recently. Okay, 13 against my Knicks. Okay, 34, 29, 30, 30. He's been having some very solid games. And the minutes have been up for him as well. 29, 35, 32, 27, 33. Yo, give me that dude, man. Give me that dude. Yeah, give me that dude. Yeah. Now, we do have a couple of guys probably going to be out here. Domantas Sabonis probably won't be playing. TJ Leaf, already know TJ Leaf is going to be out. So, what does that do in terms of playing bigs against New Orleans Pelicans? What that means is, okay, I'll break this down. I'll break this down for you. This is key, right? Because when you see that Domantas Sabonis is not playing, when you see that TJ Leaf is not playing, what this does, this generates interest automatically for guys like, ooh, maybe I can play Lance Stevenson at 3.2. Maybe I can play Al Jefferson at 3.6. Ooh, and you try to automatically just take guys and put them in a spot of guys that are injured. But the right way to look at this shit would be before you think about, okay, when a guy gets ruled out, when people get ruled out of any team, the first thing I want you to do before you go and look for the replacement and see what his value is, look at how that guy not playing affects the guys that are already on the court starting. You see what I'm saying? Okay, the first thing I want you to do, okay, we take away Sabonis. Let's look at how Sabonis not playing affects the guys that are already on the court. Look at how it's going to affect Oladipo, how it's going to affect Miles Turner, how it's going to affect Thaddeus Young. Don't just always jump straight to the bench and look at who's going to be inserted and say, oh my God, 3K play today. Because it doesn't always work like that. It doesn't always work that way. And that goes for any game. Okay? So first thing we're going to do is you take out Sabonis. You take out TJ Leaf. Both guys that can play big center spots. What does that mean? Does that mean we get a lot more minutes of Miles Turner? What does that mean? You know what I mean? Does that mean you get an increase in minutes and usage for Thaddeus Young? Take it a step further. Do you even want to fuck with this front court against DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis? You see what I'm saying? So you got to take a more objective view. Don't just automatically run to the value, because a lot of times the value really isn't the value. It really isn't. So that's going to take me, for me, no Sabonis, with the focus being more put on Miles Turner and Thad Young. That kind of puts Darren Collison in play for me, honestly. Like, my favorite two plays from this game is going to be Darren Collison and Bojan Bogdanovic. Those are going to be the two plays that I like the most. On the other side, of course, we talked about it. Boogie, Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday. Yes. Yes, I like this. I like this. Next game we got is going to be the Dallas Mavericks and the Washington Wizards. And this is another one. This is again, because you saw this happen the other night. John Wall was out. Everybody, oh my God, John Wall's out. We got to play Satoransky. We got to play Tim Frazier. And you didn't have to do all of that shit, bro. You didn't have to do that. All you had to do was play Brad Beal. You see what I'm saying? So we take a look at John Wall. If he's out, who does that affect in this matchup? Well, the first thing I'm going to tell you is, against the Dallas Mavericks, man, some centers have had like career nights so far this year against the Dallas Mavericks. And that's going to put Marcin Gortat in play for me at 5.5. Now, one thing that does give me some trepidation in this spot is the fact that Gortat gets set up a lot of times by John Wall. I think John Wall and Gortat do combine for a lot of usage. I really do. But just taking into consideration how bad the Dallas Mavericks have defended centers, with Gortat being a guy, without John Wall, that's still a pivotal part of the offense. Love him. Everybody's going to go to Brad Beal. We're going to see about 20 minutes from Markieff Morris, so I'm not worried about that. If you do get Tim Frazier starting in this spot, I don't really love him. The guy that I like the most is going to be Marcin Gortat at 5.5. I love the price on him. I think he's in a good spot. So we may have some use for Kelly Oubre Jr. Of course, Otto Porter at 6.7 becomes a play for us as well. Wall will likely play. And this is if Wall doesn't play. If Wall does play, I still like Gortat. With or without Wall. He's actually, to me, he's better with Wall. Gortat, that is. On the other side, Dennis Smith Jr. at 5.2. Very interesting play here. I think we may get the homie back. Yes. No, Seth Curry is out. Okay. So that means Devin Harris at 3.5 is a guy that we're going to be looking at. Nerlens Noel at 3.5 is a guy that we're going to take a look at in some spots. Harrison Barnes at 5.8. With the homie being one of the better perimeter defenders in the league, Otto Porter, I don't really know how much we can get from him. But I like Dennis Smith Jr. here. I do. Wall will, yes, it says Wall will likely play. But I love Gortat though. Gortat is all in there for me. Next guy we got. Y'all know what time it is. This is even deeper. Next we're gonna talk about the Charlotte Hornets going to New York to take on my Knicks. And
I got holes.
Yeah.
I got holes.
Oh, yeah.
In different area codes.
Now this is different area codes, okay? So Kemba, the Bronx native, is going back to New York, okay? This is a narrative here. This is a big one. 7.3, solid price. The Knicks suck, okay? He's going back to the crib. You're going to see the family come out. Whenever a guy can play in front of his family, it's going to be nice. I love Kemba today. I will be all about Kemba Walker today. Love him in this spot. He's going to be seeing some Courtney Lee defense, Jarrett Jack defense. That ain't shit. Give me some Kemba today. I definitely like Kemba. I want to see what he's done against the Knicks, man, in the past. Let's take a look. You see what I'm saying? 55. 55, 43, 34. Give me that. I'll take some Kemba. I like that. And I listened to a pod this morning earlier when a dude was like, I just don't know what to do with this Charlotte Hornets team. I can't play any of these guys. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, bitch, you're lying. You're going to play Kemba. Stop lying. I like Kemba. So give me some Kemba Walker here. Marvin Williams at 3.9 is usable for me actually. If we don't see Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, I do like him. Frank Kaminsky at 4.3 is another usable cat. Don't particularly love Dwight Howard here. Don't particularly love Dwight Howard, but I would say he is playable. He is a game time decision, so we must take a look at that. Tim Hardaway Jr. at 6.1. Yes, I think we can get there for him, and also Kristaps at 9.4. Who's going to stop Kristaps? Who's going to guard him? I don't think anybody can. And Frank Nitti at 3.8 is also a guy that I do have some interest in. Yeah. Kemba is from New York, man. He went to school at UConn at Connecticut. Should have went to Syracuse, but he's from New York, man. So this is going to be a nice homecoming for him. Next game we got is going to be the Chicago Bulls and the Toronto Raptors. We got an 11-point blowout projected, 200.5 point total. And what I like about this is the total is low, the differential is high. I think what that means is we can see a solid game from the go-to guys from Toronto. And I'm telling you, you give me DeMar DeRozan at 7.6, you give me Kyle Lowry at 7.2. This is an instance where I can tell you to just play both of those guys. Valanciunas at 4.9, yes. I kind of like Toronto as like one of the a cheap stack. You look at DeRozan, Lowry, Valanciunas, and Valanciunas is what makes that possible with the score, with the price of him being so low. Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. I like Valanciunas at 4.9, especially against Robin Lopez. Lopez is priced up more than Valanciunas. That's a crime. Marketing is in play at 6.3 for us on the other side. Holiday, of course, is a guy that you may want to consider here. Jerry Grant at 5K is a guy that I wouldn't mind playing him as well either. We're probably going to see Zipser back in the starting lineup. Denzel Valentine's is a no-no for me. Don't love him with Chris Dunn back. Bobby Portis is back. This is tough. And I think this game could be closer than a lot of people think, bro. Because Chicago, they've been pretty tough. And they've been letting teams blow them out so far so this season. So I think we can take a look at some of the Chicago guys. But I do love DeRozan, Lowry, and Jonas Valanciunas. Lowry is a bum, and he screwed me getting ejected the other night. I'm good on Lowry. Well, that doesn't talk about his play. You know what I'm saying? His play's been fairly solid. Let's look. Let's take a look at him. All right, so yeah, he only played 12 minutes, bro. He only played 12 minutes. Let's see what he's done against the Bulls. 31, 33, and 65. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna take a shot there. Next game we got is gonna be the Los Angeles Clippers. Valanciunas is on a minutes restriction, I think. He almost had 50 against Chicago this year, though. Yeah, he balled out. So we got the Clippers and the San Antonio Spurs. Blakey Griffin at 8.6. I definitely think that he is usable in this spot. DeAndre Jordan at 7K. Don't really love him. LaMarcus Aldridge, no. Don't want to get there. This game kind of like is a statement for me. Like, I don't really like this game, period. 202 total. It's only a 3.5 point differential in favor of the San Antonio Spurs. I don't love this game, man. Maybe Kyle Anderson. If DeJounte Murray, nah, I don't like that at all. Then you got Patrick Beverley at 5.8. I don't like this. I can fade this fucking game. I don't want to play. I really don't want to play anybody for this game. Maybe Blake Griffin. Next game we got the Brooklyn Nets and the Denver Nuggets. 233 point total. Brooklyn coming in off a back-to-back, going into that thin Denver air. Nikola Jokic 8.5. Definitely a guy that I'm interested in, as is Paul Millsap. Gary Harris, I like him at 5.2. Sorry, no Wilson Chandler for me. Don't think I can get there, but I do love D'Angelo Russell at 7.9. Just keep playing that dude, man. Just keep playing D'Angelo Russell. If you don't see Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, that not only puts DeMarre Carroll in play for me at 5.5, but it also gives me access to go hit up the bench, man. You look at Karis LeVert is usable. The Joe Harris kid at 3.5 is also another guy that we can use. Kind of like this one. Trevor Booker, if he's out, then that's going to make way for Quincy AC being like a 3K play today. Take a look at him, bro. I like him. Millsap, yeah, I like Millsap. Yeah, I definitely like Millsap. Will Barton at 5.9 because he's some minutes off of the bench. I like that. This is a nice one, man. Even Plumlee at 3.8 could be usable. I like this one. This is gonna be a good game. Next game we got is gonna be the Philadelphia 76ers and the Utah Jazz. Rudy Gobert does interest me with Embiid out, so I definitely think he is in play. Dario Saric at 4.3. Yes, one of my favorite players on the slate is gonna be Ben Simmons. I made a rule, and I committed to myself that anytime in any matchup, I don't care what it was, If I could get Ben Simmons under 9K, I'm going to play him, and I'm going to stick to that. I am going to play Ben Simmons today, especially without Joel Embiid at 8.8. Yes, give me some of that Ben Simmons. Who are we going to see, make that start, man? If it's Rashawn Holmes, yes, you can play Rashawn Holmes here. The problem is, I just don't like to play bigs against Rudy Gobert. So so I'm going to do that with caution. But Gobert here at 7.9, of course, is in play for us. Donovan Mitchell, 4.6. The price is up on him, but I think you can take advantage of him here. Don't love Rodney Hood. I think Joe Ingles is in play at 4.9, and maybe some Ricky Rubio at 6.9. We can get to that too. So is Simmons matchup proof yet? I've got to believe that, bro. I've got to approach it like he is, man. Because I mean, let's look at the lines for this dude, man. 55, 56, 52, 43, 51, 42, 55. I mean, the floor is stupid. The floor is stupid. The worst game he had this year was 33. So if he gives me his worst game, it won't kill me. If he plays his worst game of the season tonight, it won't hurt me. That's nuts at 8.8. So I'm definitely gonna have some exposure to Ben Simmons, and I think that anytime you got a guy matched up against Utah Jazz, people automatically like stay away and they don't love it. You know what I mean? I like your rule, but Ben might be a stretch on this slate without Embiid. Nah. If anything, him playing against Utah, people are not gonna want to play him. And if you can promise me on a 10-game slate Ben Simmons at 10% or less ownership, ooh, I like that. That play is kind of Corey, if you ask me. Next game we got is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies and the Portland Trail Blazers. Marc Gasol game time decision here. Mike Conley at 7.1. Of course, he's usable. We can play point guards against the Portland Trail Blazers. The problem is Mike Conley has sucked lately, and I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be kicking honest, man. Best game he's had all season long was a 38 point performance. Well, no, 43-point performance. The first game of the season against New Orleans Pelicans. Had a really decent game against the Lakers at 38.25. Price at 7.3. The price is fairly went up a little bit. Excuse me, the price went down 200. I like him. I can use Conley here. And Conley's a good pivot from Kemba if you don't want to play Kemba. I like Conley here. I can play him, especially if Marc Gasol's out. The usage has got to go somewhere. I think he's going to be playable. Tyreke Evans, Tyreke the Freak, of course, is in play at 6.2. Those are going to be two spots where I really do like. Dylan Brooks at 3.7, not too big on him. Just give me Conley, give me Tyreke Evans. I like that. This game's going to be in Portland. I don't like to play point guards in Memphis, but at Portland, I definitely think that Dame Lillard is going to be in play at 8.7. This dude has had some really big games when he wasn't supposed to. We take a look at some of the better defenses in the league he's faced. Oklahoma City. You don't think that dude's going to put up 64 against Westbrook. Utah. You don't think he's going to put up 64 on Utah. You don't think that. And that's why I like Ben Simmons so much, because he's like very dynamic. You don't think he's going to do that against Utah, but he did, right? 49 against Phoenix. We kind of expected that. 50. Yeah, they not play Phoenix twice. So your Conley's going to be low owned, and I think he's in play. So give me some Lillard here. Nurkic is in play for us, especially if there's no Marc Gasol. If there's no Marc Gasol, Nurkic is definitely in play here. Mo Harkless, bro, this is stealing for me. No, Mo Harkless at 3.7 is a guy that I do want to have some exposure to. Last game on the slate is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Sacramento Kings. We're not supposed to pick blowouts. We are not supposed to like predict blowouts. But if there was any game on the slate that I could say, hey, the game's probably going to blow out, it would be this one. Sacramento Kings is just very bad, and Oklahoma City Thunder, they do have that three-headed monster. You talk about Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony. Westbrook is at 10.7, and while that last year would have been like, oh my God, please pour him on me, baby. This year, we're just not seeing that, man. And we take a look at some of Russell Westbrook's better games. It's come when all three of them haven't been playing. Last time, he put up 50 points. This is without Carmelo Anthony for the second half. His best game, the Indiana games, with no Paul George, he puts up 72. So, I mean, I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't think you have to play Westbrook here. I think you don't have to play him. And I don't think people are going to play him. Paul George at 7.4. That's in play for me. I kind of like that. I think that Steven Adams at 5.9 is easily playable here. We look on the other side. The only guy that I think I can really get behind is going to be Maybe De'Aaron Fox at 5.3, or if you feel like George Hill at 4.3 is going to be getting some minutes, maybe you can go there. Buddy Hield 4.4 is a guy I think regardless of how the game goes, he should still be able to get some minutes here. So not a lot that I love in the late game. So what we did just now, we created our initial player pool, and we're going to reconvene. We're going to get into the VIP at 5:30. And then we're going to break down the shit, man, game by game. We're going to take all the news and notes that we've compiled throughout the day, put those things together, and come up with some really solid lineups. Yo, just quick shout out to RotoQL, man. This is what I'm using for my analysis, man. It's also what I use to build my lineups. Very solid optimization tool, man. My favorite in the game. If you wanted to take a look at this and chop it up and see what RotoQL has to offer, there's going to be a link in the description of this video. Very easy to do that. They don't pay me to say that, but hey, they should. It's dope. So check this out, man. Really good, solid shit, RotoQL. Shout out to everybody in the Sweatshop. Yo, everybody in the VIP, man. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all the engine that makes it go. Really like this one. It's going to be a nice slate of games, man. Yo, do not forget, get in your single entries. That's where we live. That's where we make our bread at. Play your cash games. Take light shots at tournaments. But whatever you do, man, if you're on FanDuel, you keep it 450. If you're on DraftKings, you keep it 300. Much love, peace, and blessing. And remember, you're rocking with the best. We keep it real. We keep it honest. And we always keep it 300. Peace. We out.